I'm Mike Coyle from Coyle's Auctions, and together my sister Nancy and I run auctions once a month at the Medway VFW, and we have an office up the street on 77 Main Street, Medway, where people can bring their items in. Nancy's there generally every day, and we give you some estimates of what things will bring and sell it at auction. And I think I've been doing this roadshow for quite a few years, and I appreciate everyone coming and bringing some nice items today. Just start off with like a few little interesting stories. Last summer we were in a house that had this old desk. It had been appraised on the list for a shaker-style desk for $600, and we looked it over and kept on doing some more research on it. And there was we just recently died, was a guy named Willis Henry that was the foremost authority on shaker furniture. So I said to my sister, I said, if we put this desk up and about a half an hour before the auction he walks in the door, then we know it's real. And sure enough, about 4:30 he walked in the door and he gave it his thumbs up. We knew it was, by that time we knew it was good, and it brought $20,000. Wow. So that was kind of a fun story. And there's a lot of them like that. I mean, there was another time when we were in a house in Stoughton many years back, but the fellow really needed to make some money to make their mortgage in Stoughton, and he said, is there anything good in this house? We can really need some money right away. And I said, I really don't see anything. He goes, well, I think the best thing is a Singer sewing machine. And I said, I'm sorry, that's definitely not the right piece. And so he goes, well, you're so smart, you try to find something. So just in the corner of my eye, I noticed a green matte vase. And I said, I don't know, maybe that vase might work a little bit, might help. And then I didn't realize it was Groovy pottery. Ended up bringing $18,000 at the auction. Came up during the auction, gave my sister Nancy and I a big hug because I was able to buy him some time. So that was interesting. And so basically, you know, just a little bit of furniture in general. A lot of people have furniture from the 1940s when they first got married. They had a dining room set or a bedroom set. And years ago, that was actually, people were smart enough to buy that, and it was doing a pretty good price, you know, especially if it was made by Payne's Furniture or Berkeley and Gay or some of the better furniture makers in Boston. But lately the tendency is not to buy that brown, as they say, brown is down, so not buy the brown furniture. Instead, the young kids seem to like the mid-century modern and the Herman Miller. We just had a bunch of Herman Miller and some mid-century furniture, and it really did well. And also the other type of furniture that's doing well is the handcrafted furniture. There's a guy named Eldred Wheeler down on Hingham, Mass. And he made great quality furniture, but not particularly old, like from the 80s and 90s, and that's doing very well. We just sold a Highboy for $3,500, and that was by him. And the highest thing we ever sold was a Willard clock, and brought $65,000. And so we do handle nice pieces, but we also handle what's nice about us. We're not like a big house like Sotheby's or Christie's that would just come in and take one thing and leave. We take some things for $400 or $500 and smaller things, and then we also can sell something for $20,000 too. So that's a little bit about us. And I don't know, you want to give them a little sample? Want to hold that up for me, sure. Anna? Okay, and just give you a sample of how we work. Hold it up nice and tall. A nice Perrian bust of a lady with a nice beads on her. Who started off $300 where? I have 100 now, 150, and 200, and 250, and 300, and 350 now, 400 in the back, and 450, 500 now, 550, and 550 now, 650 now, 7 now, 50 now, 800, 850, 900, all that at 850, 900. Anybody else? Sold at 850, 49 the buyer. That's sort of how I do it, 400 times an auction, 400 items, so. But anyway, that's not particularly worth quite that much. I wanted to give you a sample of how the auctions worked. Okay, so we're going to get started with some of the items people brought in. Sure, start up with that. Nice little jadeite piece. Who brought this one in? And what can you tell me about it?
I believe it was probably picked up about 30 years ago on a trip.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a nice, either a soapstone or a jadeite type piece. I don't believe it to be real jade, but it's very nice. Nice, colorful bird with the flowers. Just had one. There wasn't a pair. Just one. Yep. Yeah, it's nice, nicely detailed. This is becoming, anything that's Asian is becoming pretty collectible and does pretty well. I would say that might bring at auction somewhere between, 100 to 200. I don't know what you pay for it, but.
That's great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, somebody brought this little whimsical item in here, and who brought this one in? And what can you tell us?
It came from an estate sale
Okay.
And my wife and I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
And she said, bring it to the guy.
Yeah, to the guy. Yeah,
It
very.
looks like some kind of a candle holder.
Yeah, definitely a candle holder. Very decorative. I don't know what it would be, like Tibetan or something. I'm not sure exactly, but it's unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whimsical thing. I think it's probably made for the indoor outdoor. Do you have it outdoors or indoors?
It did go, it lived outside for a little while.
Yeah.
This summer.
Yeah, you could do it either way.
But
But it's,
we didn't really know if it was, what it's, what kind of metal it is. Or,
yeah, I know it's not a bronze. It's just sort of like a regular, cast iron type metal.
that's kind of
But I think if it was something at an antique show, you might see it marked like $125 or something, just because it's very unusual.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Who brought that one in? Same. What can you tell me about that one?
That is something that I grew up with at home. We never used it for coffee, but
Yeah.
it sat on the hutch, and of course I have the hutch now, and I had a few.
Yeah, that's early. Does it open up?
Yeah, it does open up. You unscrew the handle.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have to do it now, but I can see how it does. You unscrew the middle.
And it's a coffee maker of some kind.
Yeah.
But I don't really know it. It was something that was in my family, but nobody in my family ever used it.
Yeah.
It might
That's.
have come from who knows where.
Yeah, I guess you would just put the beans in there and just put it on a stovetop, right? Yeah. Wooden handle, probably.
Giant espresso maker.
Yeah, I know it. That's funny. I'd say if you had it dated to be about 1910, 1920, it's old, very old. Wooden handle. Again, you might see it like at an oddity, like at an antique shop for like 75 to 100. Not a lot of value, but it's interesting.
Now let me ask you. I'm just curious.
Sure.
It's copper.
Yes.
Should it just be left the way it is?
Oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, definitely the way it is. A lot of people like the old Antiques Roadshow years ago. He had they had this desk. It was a beautiful desk, and if it was original finish, it would have been $300,000. And they ended up. He was so proud that he had it so processed, refinished, and it was worth like way less, like a quarter of what the value was. So.
True of silver too? Do you not polish?
Well, sterling silver you can polish, it'd be okay, but silver plate, it's hard to. You can still do it, but I usually try to polish all the sterling. It does help. Yep, I don't
Brass
think
and bronze.
bronze. I definitely wouldn't, because you got to keep that patina on the bronze. Brass, you probably could, like a brass bed or something.
Right.
Okay, here's a nice model here, big one.
Yeah.
And you brought this one in?
I
And
did.
Can you
It's a-
tell them a little history?
Sure. It's an American Airlines Astrojet. It's
Yeah.
a replica of the, I think it's the 990 Astrojet.
Mm-hmm.
It was gifted to my dad by American Airlines.
Nice.
He's the president of the ASTA Association, which is
Oh.
American Society of Travel.
Yeah, it's quite a piece. And you think it's somewhere like late 60s, maybe?
I would say maybe mid-60s.
Yeah, it looks like it has. I was looking a few
Yep, it was
in the
on a
hallway
stand.
online. A few of them did have stands. Yep.
Yeah, and so I'd say mid-60s.
Yeah, that's
late
good.
60s.
Mad Men.
It's kind of hefty.
Yeah, that's good.
So.
And then you got some parts that go with it as well?
Yeah, the parts are for the front.
Yep.
And until I know really whether it's worth
Yeah.
anything or not, I don't want to go through the process of
Yeah.
having it repaired, which we know we can.
Yeah. I was looking quickly online. I saw a few similar to that, late 60s, early 70s, and they were bringing around 350, 400. I'm not sure what the condition was. It might have been a little bit better, but
Yeah, I'm
probably something in that range.
Okay, so I shouldn't throw it away.
No, definitely don't throw it away. That's quite a piece to have. And who brought the best in? Okay. Yeah, this is Perrion, which is, it has a mark on the back here, J and TB maybe. Did you look it up and try to
No,
find
actually,
information?
I kind of just left it. I saw the mark, and I didn't even know where to start.
Yeah, it's probably French, and it's Perrion, not marble, but not alabaster, but what they call Perrion, which is kind of a softer material, but it's nice. And I've had a lot of these over the years, and there are collectors that buy it. And something like that again, if you were to auction it, maybe bring 100 or 150.
Okay. And there are two smaller ones that I brought. So it's a set.
Oh, 3-piece set? Okay.
They're not. The other two are smaller than that.
Okay, yeah. So you might be looking at 250 for the 3.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a doll. We just got finished selling 200 of these. We sold them 50 at each auction for 4 auctions. Yeah, so what can you tell me about this one?
No, it was donated here to the senior center, and it's been just sitting in the glass
Okay.
cabinet for quite a while.
Oh, cool.
so-
Let's see if we can find a name on there.
I think she's got a stand.
Yep, Stan, I just want to look behind her. Here, sometimes you see a mark.
She's got a birthmark.
Sometimes a lot of them are German ones. I don't see a mark on this one. Most of them are German. This one probably German. I don't think this one's particularly old, although the shoes are, but I'd say it's probably from the 1940s or so, 50s. Ones that aren't signed don't bring a lot of money. That's probably only worth about 35 to 50. But the ones they like are the French ones, the Jameaux, and there's a couple other names that they really like. But come on, bought some nice embroideries here. Needle points over that. What can you tell me about them?
They came from a house built by my great-great-grandfather in 1830, so I don't know whether it was my grandmother, great-grandmother, or great-great-grandmother who did those. It's perforated paper embroidery. Obviously, they're yellowing with age, but I haven't paid to have them restored because I don't know
Yeah.
what they're worth or whatever.
Sure.
The frames are very unusual also, as is the mats.
Yeah, the frames are what they call black ebonized and decorated, and they're Victorian, and they're
Okay.
from the 1880s to 1890s.
All right, one great-grandmother, all right, thanks.
And they're in embroidery. These are fairly common, but I don't think it's really worth getting. I would just maybe,
If I wanted to,
clean them up a little bit.
yeah, would you,
Yeah, at auction, they're probably only worth between 50 and maybe 75 for the pair.
okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, this is a really nice item. And you would tell me a little more history. Can you just repeat that again?
It's hard to say. My mother inherited it from my great aunt. So I'm thinking back, I don't know, maybe it was a wedding gift in the 1920s.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Well, it's definitely art glass. And it's kind of in the school of, I don't believe it to be Tiffany, but I'm going to take a picture of it afterwards and see if I can do a little more research. I didn't bring any books with me, but I can give you an estimate of what I think it might be worth just without being Tiffany. But if it was, obviously you can. It's got a little bit of imperfection here. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been in the making. I'm not sure. But I would say if we don't find out that it's Tiffany or Quizelle, there's other makers too. There's Handel, there's Quizelle, there's Tiffany. I would say just as an art glass piece, it's probably worth $200 to $300. We find out it could be Tiffany, which it might be, but normally not, because normally Tiffany was very particular how that's why you can tell fake Tiffany's, because it's all crooked, TIF. The real Tiffany is very, very block. You could almost measure it. That's how particular they were. But it's a nice piece.
Yeah.
I would say date-wise, 1910 to 1920.
Yeah, I'm thinking about when my great aunt would have gotten married.
Sure.
Around that time, so it could have been a wedding gift.
Who brought the little Chinese figures in? Okay, and again, just the same type of family.
Those are from a different source.
Okay. These are just decorative, but they're nice. They're Chinese, and they're porcelain, obviously. These might have been made to be blanks, and people sometimes paint them too. But these aren't, unfortunately, not a lot of value, maybe 25, 35 each.
Okay.
Not quite like the art glass, but still nice. Okay, who bought the horses? What can you tell me about those?
Well, my mother-in-law passed away a couple months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We were cleaning out her home, and my husband's and his siblings decided to see if any of this stuff is worth.
Okay. Yeah, so do you know how long she might have had these?
She lived in the house since the 50s.
Yeah, I was going to say they're probably from the 1940s or 50s. They're kind of nice. They're hand-painted.
Bookends, or
Bookends, yes.
that's where they were found.
Yep. I mean, there's a little bit of in-painting here, so it might have been repainted at one time, or like docked it up a little bit. But they're nice. I've seen these before. They're probably worth maybe $50 to $100 for the pair. And then someone brought the nice soul pipe tray. Yeah. The same person? Did you have the pieces to go with it, the tea set? No. Yeah.
What
Someone.
I have there is
Yeah, it was a wedding anniversary or a wedding or something, 25th.
Yeah, they're 20.
Yeah. You can tell, you can just flip that over on the side, I can kind of tell people. When it's sterling silver, it'll be pure silver, like pure color, like this might even be silver plate, but it'll be real pure. Normally you don't see the copper coming through. When they did silver plate, they made it over copper. So you can kind of see the copper coming through a little bit. So it's just silver plate, and silver plate's very difficult to sell right now, so. Unfortunately, it's probably, if you saw it in a store, you know, Holliston Antiques or something, it'd be like $25. And the kettle ones who got, yeah, little kettle plates. Yeah, these aren't too much. Yeah, made in Japan, this one. Yeah, these little trivets, you see them a lot, but they're probably $10 to $15 a piece. Yeah. Oh, craft. Does it sit on here?
Yeah.
Yep. Probably sits on there. A little craft with a stand and a little place for a warmer at one time when it used to heat up. And yeah, this goes in there. Yeah, this doesn't have too much value. I'm sorry. You know, $10 or $20 and.
It's not me, it's them.
Yeah. And same. Not too much here. Silver plate just doesn't do well. I'll look at this teapot quick. Yeah, this is an American one. Probably made by Hull or USA. Yeah, not too much on that. Maybe $5 or $10. Sorry. And this one here would be nice if it was sterling, but it's not. Little silver plate bread dish. Probably, at least you might see it marked for $7 or $8 in a store. Okay, who bought the little porcelain piece in? Okay. Same family, right?
Yeah.
This is
Really sweet.
yeah, this is Dresden. This is cute. It's a smaller piece, but it is Dresden, Germany. It does have, unfortunately, her left arm is missing.
From the war.
Yeah, exactly. And but she has some nice lace, and it's nicely done. And Dresden is nice quality. The bigger ones, obviously, we've sold them for $500-600, but one like that broken, it's really not too much, $10 or $15. But it's a nice old one. It is Dresden, which is good, Germany. Okay, picture. Okay, who brought this one in? Okay, what can you tell me about that one?
Found it in this building.
You found it in the building, yeah. You just went around today.
No, this is when I first came here.
Oh, okay.
Like leaned into some closet.
Oh, okay. Let me just take another peek at it, I think. Yeah.
There's some signature on the back, I think.
Oh, does it?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it just says bottom. The bottom of the frame, I think.
I thought there was a signature.
Yeah, this looks like it might be either a watercolor or print. It looks like it might be a watercolor. Not 100% positive. It's got a little signature on the side. But it's just a Victorian one, 1890s. Probably something you'd see. Depending if it's a watercolor, it might be 100. If it's a print, it's about 25. Yeah, a little table is a reproduction.
Yeah, again, found it in the building.
Yeah,
These are things I gathered
there you go.
to put in my office. What is it meant for?
This is meant for like either a statue or I'm not sure exactly. What did you thought it might be?
Like a for a phone or?
Yeah, it could be a telephone stand or something. Just a little occasional table. Has the reeded legs. If this was an antique one, it would be about 1820s. But this is you can tell where the screws are and everything. This is just the 1980s and 90s, but probably worth $20. Anyway, as far as appreciate everyone bringing your items in today, and then just to finish up, just like things that the people, if you're in your house and you see good costume jewelry or silver, sterling silver, it's better to auction the sterling silver than it would be just to bring it to a smelt. If you don't know what they're paying that day, and if it's something fancier, someone might want it for the item itself, except unless not just the value of the metal. So if it's fancy, Baroque sterling or fancy sterling Tiffany bowls. We sell a lot of good sterling. And as far as what's hot right now is sterling silver, jewelry, bronzes, good bronzes. Mid-century furniture's cooled off a little bit, still does well. Antique oriental rugs from Persia do well. And just general, just anything that's a little bit better in that category does
Say
well.
bronze, is it a bronze statue or?
Yeah, bronze statue. We just picked up 30 of them yesterday in Milford. A gentleman collected them for years. Yeah, the ones that have like the round foundry marks are good. It means they were made like in France or different places. And you know, there's a lot to them. There's a lot of restrikes, but if they're good bronzes, they do pretty well. Okay.
Last but not
Yeah. Who brought this piece in? And what can you tell me about it?
My great aunt gave it to me, my great aunt gave it to me for no particular reason.
Yeah.
There's no, and she didn't really have any history.
Yeah, Spanish. Terracotta, I believe. Little pot here. Nice. Earthen, kind of like you could call it earthenware. A lot of people terminology has it, but it's definitely from Spain. And I think it's terracotta. It looks like it's a nice shape, very decorative. Yeah, this is something that would do okay in someone that likes decorative house, you know, put it like in a indoor-outdoor room or something. Probably might see it at a shop for 150, 200.
How old do you think?
I'd say that one's about 1920s, in that range. Is that about right, you think? Yeah, I'd say 1920s or 30s. But I would say the material is terracotta and that the condition of it is pretty good for the age. Yeah, it's decorative. People, that would fit in good with like people that have French furniture and different things.
We have someone else.
That's okay.
Go ahead, do you have anything else?
Hey, I'm Vanna.
Yeah, Vanna for the day.
I have toys.
Okay. Okay.
Cootie.
Oh,
Right out of my childhood.
And I don't know if these go with that or not. They're the little cars.
yeah, they might go with this one. Sometimes they like them just for the illustration of the box.
As I break it, no, it's $10.
Yeah, it may go with this. I'm not 100% sure, but it could possibly go with this game. Yep, kind of a lady just bought a nice card game, automobile card game, and this one's seen a little better days, a little tattered. It's Parker Brothers, which is a good name, and it's Salem, Mass, New York, London is where their offices are. And I've seen things like this, and the condition means a lot. I mean, it's not the best condition, but I would say it might be, if you saw it in a shop again, might be, I didn't look it up yet, but might be like $50 to $75, that range, maybe 100. Well, thank you. And we think the cards go with it, right? You're pretty sure? Yeah.
I think so.
Somehow they, little iron cards that kind of go with the game. It probably, as you go along, it probably moves it, you know, just like Monopoly, like pieces as you win the game. Yeah, probably go in there. Thank you very much. And who got the game? Cootie. That's yours too, same thing, yep. Again, a lot of times they like the boxes. Anybody else remember playing this?
Yes,
Yep.
I still have mine.
Do you? Was it from the 50s? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you play it? Or do you just,
It's parts,
oh, parts, and you just,
and you have to make the cootie.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you make the bug.
I know the terms.
Oh, I see. Yeah, everything looks like it's there. This is the inside.
Yeah, there's an eye missing. Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It was well played.
Yep. Yeah, I'm really not an expert on these. I know the condition really hurts it, but I would say it might be worth 25 to 50 without really looking it up. But I appreciate you bringing it.
Now, where would I go to?
Well, we wouldn't be interested in it, but you can go like have someone that knows how to put things on eBay or something like that. It might help you out.
All right, thank you. I'll make sure that-
Anybody have any other questions or anything?
What about things like Yadro or?
Yeah, Yadros, if they're big, the bigger ones, but they've really taken a hit too, just like Hummels. You know, we sold a ring around the Rosie last auction. We used to get maybe 800 to 1,000, brought 250. So
What happened with Hummels?
no one wants them anymore.
How about vintage quilts from like the 40s and 50s?
If they're handmade and they're nicely done, they're worth a little bit, not a lot, not as old, not as much as the Victorian ones would be.
Yeah, like what, 100?
Maybe 100, 50 to 100 each.
Okay.
What about matches from all over the country, all over the
Yes.
world?
Oh.
Matches and
Yeah, a little bit more. That's more like the collectible, but we don't do as much on the collectible. But there's a home for it.
there
So
is.
what are the
Yeah.
things that you look for?
We look for nice antique paintings by listed American and European artists. Look for rare musical instruments. We look for bronzes. We look for good. We do a lot with sterling silver. Good sterling silver. We do a lot with art pottery, art glass. You know, we've really upgraded over the years. When we were in Bellingham years ago, we used to run every 2 weeks, so it was sort of like we'd sell a general array. But now that we run once a month, we try to keep our level pretty good. And we get a lot of people from New York and Connecticut and out of state. We've done well. You know, it's always trials and tribulations, but
Where is the auction house?
in Medway at the VFW.
Still,
Yep,
okay,
yep.
yeah, didn't know, that's because you're in a new location.
We are in a new location. We were in Bellingham for 24 years. We lost that to a fire, but we've been at the VFW for 16 years. And I think beginning of this coming year, we may make a change to Milford, to the Doubletree Hotel. We're working with them to get a venue there. So
And what about your office, where's that?
it's in Medway, 77 Main Street, right near the Chinese restaurant there in the corner, on the lower level. Yep. And just call ahead of time. I left a few cards for anybody. Okay.
Do you do anything with Norman Rockwell prints?
Uh,
Brand that has a lot of Norman Rockwell.
Yeah, they're tricky. There's something tricky. You probably should go to like someone that just specializes in prints, and they could help you with something like that. Because they're hard to tell which ones are the original ones and which ones are the restrikes.
Worth her while to take them up to the museum?
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
I was wondering what you thought about, like, well, we have a TP Willie that was handed down in the family, which then I recognized that it was racist. TP Willie was the thing that went along with the TPW Railroad.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's okay, so then I said, all right, it's racist, I took it off my own shelf, but it's in really poor shape.
Yeah.
You know, like a missing arm. So the question is it worth, you know, even if the kids want it, is it worth hanging on to, or, I mean, what do you think of this? So there's sort of the,
Yeah, there's a little bit of a ruling now. You have to be a little careful what you sell because you want to be polite and cautious. That's we don't like selling German items. We don't like selling a lot of weapons, which is not our thing. But there are people. I would say, if you like it and it has some history, hang on to it. Enjoy it.
even though it's in bad shape.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times, unless it's really worth a lot of money, it's better just to leave it the way it is.
And where would you get something restored? Is this worth getting restored?
It may be, yeah. You'd have to find someone that just restored toys, or models. I'm sure on the internet you could find out. I wouldn't know offhand. You guys,
What about Royal Dalton?
Royal Daltons are the balloon ladies and stuff like that. You mean like the figures?
Yeah, I
And
always thought they
dishes.
were just Hummels, but then there's like Royal Dalton.
Royal Daltons, yeah. We sell them. They have a little value, but not a lot of value. You know what happened when eBay came along? It used to, like, if you found say a piece of Roseville, big piece of Roseville, you'd be like, oh boy, that's a rare piece, wish it would be around here, and you don't see them too often. But now you put that Roseville vase, put a picture of it on eBay, and 2,000 of them will pop up, and all of a sudden it's not as rare as it used to be, and the prices go down a little bit, just like Hummels, everything like that.
What about Beatles cards?
Yeah, no, that's something that does good. Memorabilia and things like that do well. There's
You don't do at your auction?
not too much with that. Once in a while we do if we get into a house. But,
Can you speak to the musical instruments,
mhm.
which you said you see quite a few, like, are you?
Yeah, we sold them. We sold a Martin guitar not too long ago, so we sold some pieces.
Any vintage, like, brass instruments or violins?
Yeah, we've sold them as well. Yeah.
What did the Martin go for?
It had a crack in the which you learn a lot by handling things. You learn, like, we sold a Martin guitar, and we were excited about it. And then the real collectors come in. Oh, it's something on the top. There's a little bit of a hairline. This, you realize a lot of. They brought $550.
So
But
if it was a mint,
it might have brought $2,000, $2,500. Condition means an awful lot, and the collectors know our job is we don't have to know every single thing about this, what this painting's worth, exact dollars. We have to get it to the crowd. We advertise in the trade papers, put it on the internet. We have to get the people that really are the experts, and they bid against each other, and that's how you get bidding wars, and that's how you become successful, and also being honest too. I mean, we go into a house and we see a painting that we think's, you know, worth $5,000. We're not going to offer the lady $200 or $300 cash to buy it. You know, we work together. We're a team. We sell things at auction, and it works out pretty well. Normally it's 25%. If it's, you know, you get 75%, of course, and if it's something very expensive, we can talk a little bit lower, like silver, jewelry, gold. It's got to be a little bit lower because of where the precious metals are. But anybody else?
I recently, in a box of family stuff, came across an ancient button hook, which I assume dates from probably the 1920s, I'm guessing. But it's got a handle that looks like scrimshaw or bone. And neither eBay nor there was some other place I tried. They don't want to touch it because
Because it might be ivory.
yes, and it might be ivory. And so I'm trying to figure out. It has value because I know it's an antique piece. So the question is, where can I safely and appropriately? Who can buy that?
Well, if you sell anything ivory, you sell it to a person that's not going to resell it, a collector.
Yeah.
You're okay. But if people are going to resell it, then you have to. I don't even know all the rules, but there's a lot to it. You have to prove that it's below a certain date. You know, like. But
I'm thinking I'm gonna.
But if it's just an item like that, I don't think.
Museum and see if they want it.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other questions?
Jules Verne, from 1920 book.
What is it?
It's Jules Verne,
Oh yeah.
1920s.
Yep.
That's the date on it.
Okay. How's the condition of it?
I mean, there's one page that's not,
Yeah.
other than that.
Yeah, I'm not really a book expert. You could call Brattle Books in Cambridge and just tell them what you got. They give you a verbal appraisal. Tell them.
What's the name of it, Brattle?
Yeah, Glenn.
I have Harry Potter books,
Oh, yeah.
first edition,
His-
not even haven't been opened.
Oh yeah, his name is Glenn Ploss.
It
He's a nice
hasn't-
guy.
Yeah. So,
We've done a lot with
and
him.
Hobbit.
Yep. Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody like to attend an auction? It's open to the public.